My name is Jane. I am 28 years old. I have a good job. I work in a large company. Many people know me. I have a nice car. I wear good clothes. People say I have a perfect life, but inside, I do not feel perfect. I met Miles 2 years ago. He was quiet, kind, and honest. He was not rich. He was not famous, but he made me feel safe. I liked to sit with him and talk. I liked how he looked at me. I felt calm with him. When we first met, Miles did not have a job. He was trying to start a small business. He fixed things like phones and computers. He said, "One day, I want to have my own shop." I smiled and said, "I believe in you." I wanted to help him. I wanted to grow with him. Many of my friends said, "Jane, you can do better. He has no money." But I did not care. I liked Miles. He was not like other men. He never tried to impress me. He was just real. For a year we were happy. We watched movies, took walks, ate dinner at home. He made me tea when I was tired. I helped him write his business plans. We were a good team. I thought, he is the one. But then, things began to change. One evening I called him. His phone was off. I sent a message. He did not reply. I felt something was wrong. He always answered before. That night, I could not sleep. I waited and waited. The next day he said, "Sorry, my phone died." I wanted to believe him, but my heart was not quiet. A few days later, it happened again. No call, no message, just silence. I started to worry. One weekend, I went to see him. He looked tired. His hair was messy. His room was not clean. I asked, "Are you okay?" He smiled and said, "I'm just busy." But he did not tell me more. I wanted to help, but he pulled away. Then one afternoon, I saw him at a coffee shop. He was not alone. A woman sat with him. She was young and pretty. They were talking and laughing. I stood outside, watching them. My heart dropped. I felt cold. I turned around and walked away. That night, I cried. I did not ask him anything. I did not wait for answers. I just made a choice. I sent him a message. "We are done. Do not call me." He replied, "Please talk to me." But I did not answer. I told myself, I saw enough. I cannot trust him now. The next few weeks were hard. I missed him. I missed his voice, his calm face. But I also felt angry. I gave him my heart. He broke it. One evening, I sat in my car, looking at the place we used to go. I remembered how he smiled when I laughed. I remembered how he held my hand when I cried. I closed my eyes and said, "Why, Miles?" But I did not go back. At work, I smiled like nothing happened. My friends said, "You look strong." But they did not know the pain I felt inside. Sometimes I asked myself, what if I was wrong? What if that girl was just a friend? But I pushed the thought away. I said. He should have told me. He should not have kept secrets. Still, my heart felt heavy. One Sunday morning, I saw something on my phone. A news story showed a photo. It was a small article. The photo was of Miles. My hand shook. The story said he helped fix a school's broken computers for free. It said he worked long nights to help students. The photo showed him with the same girl I saw at the coffee shop. But the story said she was a teacher at the school. She helped him with the project. I stared at the screen. My chest felt tight. My eyes filled with tears. I felt cold. Was I wrong? I stared at the screen. My chest felt tight. My eyes filled with tears. I felt cold. Was I wrong? I read the story again. It said, Miles fixed old laptops and phones for free. He wanted students to learn. The school had no money, but he still helped. The teacher, the girl I saw, wrote a thank you message in the article. She called him kind. She said, he gave us hope. I put my phone down. My heart felt heavy. I remembered his tired face, his late nights, his silence. He was not hiding something bad. He was just helping others. He did not tell me, maybe because he was proud, or maybe he did not want to worry me. I felt small. I felt ashamed. I left him without asking. I believed what I saw, not what I knew. And I knew Miles. He was always good, always honest. I wanted to call him. I wanted to say, I'm sorry. But I did not know what to say. I waited too long. I walked away too fast. Now, I sat alone with silence around me. My heart whispered, you made a mistake, Jane. I sat by the window for a long time. The world outside moved, but I felt still. My tea was cold, but I didn't care. My eyes stayed on the street, but my thoughts were full of Miles. I asked myself, why didn't I wait? Why didn't I ask him the truth? I thought about calling him, but I was afraid. What if he didn't want to hear from me? What if I hurt him too much? I looked at his name in my phone. I didn't press it. The next day, I went to work like normal. My mind was not there. My boss asked me questions. I gave short answers. I smiled, but it was a small smile. Inside, I felt lost. I missed Miles more than I could say. In the evening, I walked past the same coffee shop, the place where I saw him. I stopped and looked inside. He wasn't there. I stood for a moment, then kept walking. My steps were slow. That night, I dreamed about him. In my dream, he looked at me and said, "You didn't trust me." I woke up with tears on my pillow. My chest hurt. I knew I had to do something. The next morning, I made a choice. I took the bus to his part of town. I didn't tell anyone. I just wanted to see him. Maybe talk. Maybe say sorry. His small flat was above a shop. I climbed the stairs and stood at the door. My hands were cold. I took a breath and knocked. No answer. I knocked again. Then the door opened. Miles stood there. His eyes were tired, and he looked thinner. When he saw me, he froze. "Jane," he said, like a question. "Hi," I said. My voice was soft. "Can we talk?" He looked at me for a moment. Then he stepped back. "Come in." The room was quiet. A small table, 2 chairs, and a laptop on the desk. He made tea. We sat. I looked at him, but he looked at his hands. "I saw the story," I said, "about the school." He didn't say anything. "I didn't know," I said. "I saw you with that girl. I thought—" He looked up. "You thought I lied?" I nodded. "Yes." He looked away. "You didn't ask." "I was scared," I said. "I thought you were hiding something." "I wasn't," he said. "I was just tired. I didn't want to talk about it. I wanted to do something good. I didn't want to fail again." "You didn't fail," I said. "You helped so many people." He gave a small laugh. "But I lost you." I felt a sharp pain in my chest. "I'm sorry, Miles. I really am." He looked at me for a long time. "Do you know how much I missed you?" Tears came to my eyes. "I missed you too." We sat in silence. The tea got cold, but the space between us felt less heavy. "I should have asked," I said. "I should have trusted you." He shook his head. "I should have told you. I thought I had to do it all alone. I didn't want to be your problem." "You were never a problem," I said. "You were my peace." He smiled. It was small but real. I saw the old Miles in that smile. "Do you want to go for a walk?" he asked. "Yes," I said. We walked through the streets, quiet and calm. The air was cool. The sun was low. We didn't talk much, but that was okay. I looked at him and thought, maybe we are not broken. Maybe we are just learning. At the park, we sat on a bench. Birds flew past. Children played. I turned to him. "Can we try again?" I asked. He looked at me. "You still want to?" I nodded. "I want to do it right this time." He reached out and held my hand. His hand was warm. "Then let's try." We sat there, side by side, watching the world move gently around us. Miles held my hand like he was afraid to let go. I looked at our hands and felt something deep inside, something I had lost for a while. Peace, trust, hope. I thought about all the moments I had spent being angry, confused, and sad. I thought about how easy it was to walk away and how hard it was to come back. But now, sitting with him, I knew I wanted to stay. Miles turned to me and said, "I don't have much. I still work long hours. Some days I don't earn anything. But I'm trying. I'm doing my best." "I know," I said. "And I'm proud of you. I don't need you to have everything. I just need you to be honest. I just need you to let me in." He gave a quiet laugh. "I never wanted to make you feel alone. I thought if I looked weak, you would leave." "I left because I didn't understand," I said softly. But now, I want to learn. We sat in silence again. It wasn't heavy. It was warm, like something broken had started to heal. I rested my head on his shoulder and whispered, "Thank you for letting me come back." The next few days felt slow, but also quiet and kind. Miles and I started to talk more, not just about our past, but about today, about little things. I asked how his day went. He asked if I slept well. We started small. It felt safe. He did not try to act strong all the time now. He told me about his worries. He said he sometimes felt like a failure. He said he wanted to be enough, for himself and for me. I listened. I didn't try to fix everything. I just stayed close and let him speak. One evening, I helped him clean his small flat. The floor was dusty. The kitchen was full of wires, tools, and small phone parts. I laughed and said, "How can you find anything in here?" He smiled. "I don't. I just guess." We cleaned together, and for the first time in weeks, we laughed. It felt easy, like before. After we finished, he made tea. We sat on the couch. It was old, and the cushions were thin, but it felt like home. I looked at him and said, "I'm glad I came back." He looked at me for a long moment. "Me too." The next day, I had to return to work. My life at the office was fast and full. Meetings, emails, deadlines. But something inside me had changed. I didn't feel empty anymore. I didn't look out the window thinking of what I lost. I looked forward to seeing Miles again after work. Some of my friends noticed. One asked, "You look different. Happier." I smiled and just said, "I'm learning." On Friday evening, I took the train to see Miles. He was waiting outside his building. His face lit up when he saw me. That smile, it made my heart feel full. He had made dinner. It was simple. Toast, eggs, and a small salad. "I'm not a great cook," he said, "but I tried." I took a bite and said, "This is perfect." We talked about his work. He told me his small repair business was getting more calls. "It's not a big job," he said, "but it's mine." I could see the pride in his eyes. Then he said, "The school wants me to fix more things. They might even pay me this time." "That's amazing," I said. "You see, all your work is showing results." He nodded. "I want to grow, not just for me, for us." I felt my chest grow warm. For us. I liked how that sounded. The next week, he came to my part of town. It was his first time at my apartment since we got back together. He looked around, quiet at first. I could tell he felt shy. My place was clean and bright. Big windows, soft lights, and shelves full of books and plants. "It's beautiful," he said. "So are you," I said. We sat on my couch. I showed him pictures from my childhood. He showed me a few of his. We talked about how different our lives had been. I had parents who pushed me to work hard. He had to learn things by himself. But we both wanted the same thing, to be seen, to be loved. He asked, Do you ever feel like people only love you when you succeed? I looked down. Yes. Sometimes I feel if I fail, I'll be alone. He took my hand. You're not alone. Not now. His words were soft, but they stayed in my heart. That weekend, we went to the park again. We walked slowly, hands touching. The sun was low and the wind was cool. A little boy ran past us, chasing a red ball. An old man sat on a bench feeding birds. Life felt simple again. I stopped and looked at Miles. Can I ask something? Anything, he said. If I had never come back, would you still have waited? He paused. I don't know, he said. I think I would have tried to move on, but I don't think my heart would have let me. I touched his arm. I'm sorry I made you feel small. I didn't see how strong you were. I wasn't strong, he said. I just didn't know how to give up. I smiled. That's strength. He leaned his head close to mine. Do you think we'll be okay? I nodded. Yes, not perfect, but okay. We stood there in the park, quiet again, but no longer afraid. As we walked home from the park, I looked at Miles and felt something new. Peace. Not the kind of peace that comes from silence, but the kind that grows from truth. We had hurt each other. We had walked away, but we also came back. That meant something. He reached for my hand again, and this time I held it tighter. We still have a lot to learn, I said. I know, he replied. But I want to learn with you. That night, as we sat by the window in his small flat, I saw a light in him that I had missed before. He was not the man I first met. He was stronger now, more open, and maybe I was too. We didn't need a big plan. We just needed each other and time. And for the first time in a long while, I believed we would be okay. 2 months passed. The weather grew warmer, and so did our hearts. Life wasn't fast or big. It was slow and simple, but it felt full. Each day with Miles showed me something new. Not about him, about us, about how love grows, not with gifts or plans, but with small moments. One evening, I came home tired. I had a long day at work. I was quiet. I didn't want to talk. I sat on the couch, closed my eyes, and stayed still. Miles didn't ask questions. He just made tea and placed it beside me. Then he sat beside me and waited. That moment stayed with me. He didn't fix anything. He didn't fill the air with words. He just stayed. And sometimes that is all we need. Later, I looked at him and said, "Thank you for staying." He smiled. Always. Weekends became our time. We walked, we cooked, we laughed. His business was growing slowly. He got new tools. He rented a small space near the school to work. He still didn't earn much, but he was proud. And so was I. One Saturday he took me there. The space was small. 1 desk, 1 chair, 1 shelf. But it was his. "I know it's not much," he said, But it's a start. I looked around the room. There were wires on the desk, a small clock on the wall, and a photo of us by the window. I smiled. It's more than a start. It's yours. He walked toward me and touched my hand. I'm building this with you in mind. I want you to know that. I felt my eyes grow wet. I do know, and I'm here for all of it. At work, I stopped hiding my heart. My coworkers knew about Miles. Some asked, "You're with him again?" I said, "Yes, and I'm happy." One day, my friend Chloe pulled me aside. "You're different now," she said. "Better or worse?" I asked. "Better," she smiled. "Softer, stronger." I thought about those words all day. Softer and stronger. Yes, I had changed, but in the best way. That night, Miles made dinner again. This time it was pasta and toast. He said, "I found the recipe online." I laughed. "Look at you becoming a chef." He shrugged. "I'm learning." After we ate, we sat outside. The stars were out. The sky was wide. Miles looked up and said, "Do you believe in second chances?" "Yes," I said without pause. "I believe in them because of us." He looked at me. "I do too." A few days later, something small but sweet happened. Miles came to my work building. I didn't expect him. He waited near the steps, holding 2 cups of coffee. When I saw him, I smiled wide. "What are you doing here?" "I missed you," he said, "and I wanted to surprise you." I took the coffee and kissed his cheek. "You did." He looked around at the tall glass walls and busy people. "You live in a big world," he said. "Yes," I replied, "but you are part of it." He smiled at that. As the days passed, we talked more about the future. Not marriage, not houses, just dreams. I told him I wanted to travel. He said he wanted to teach kids how to fix things. He said, "Not everyone can pay for classes, but everyone deserves to learn." I said, "That's beautiful." He looked at me. "You always make me feel like I matter." "Because you do," I said. One evening, while walking in the park, we passed the bench where we first held hands again. I stopped and looked at it. "This is where it changed," I said. He nodded. "This is where it healed." We sat there again. Birds flew by. The wind touched our faces. The world moved slowly. I said, "I was scared when I saw you with her." "I know," he said. "I should have asked you first. I should have told you everything," he replied. We looked at each other. "And we're still here," I whispered. "Yes," he said. "We're still here." Then he reached into his pocket and pulled out something small. My heart jumped. It was not a ring. It was a tiny silver key. "What's this?" I asked. "It's a key to my new workshop," he said. "I want you to come when you want. It's your place too." I held the key and smiled. It meant more than a gift. It meant trust. It meant welcome. "Thank you," I said. I'll keep it safe. I know, he said. You always keep things safe. That night, I placed the key on my table. I looked at it for a long time. I thought about the girl I was before, the girl who walked away, the girl who was scared. And then I thought about now, about how I stayed, how I learned, how I grew. Love is not always loud. Sometimes it is quiet. It waits. It listens. It forgives. Miles once said he didn't know how to give up. I didn't understand it back then, but now I do, because I didn't give up either, and that's what saved us. Sometimes the truth is not what we first believe. It is easy to walk away when things look wrong, but true love asks us to pause, ask, and understand. Trust is not only about believing someone, it's about choosing to listen before judging. Jane and Miles showed us that second chances can heal what fear once broke. When we give each other space to grow, love becomes stronger. No gift, no money, and no perfect life can replace honesty, patience, and time. Real love doesn't come from big words. It comes from small moments and brave hearts that don't give up.